Hi guys, this is Pestily and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. In this video I'm going to talk about the Mosin. I've put a lot of effort in the last few days to actually finding out all the ins and outs about it, and I do believe it's currently broken and needs some changes, and there's going to be some vital changes needed before patch 0.12 comes out. So guys, without further ado, let's crack straight into it. So over the last few weeks, a lot of people have been approaching me and getting frustrated with how easily people have been dying to the Mosin. I've personally been dying to the Mosin a lot, and I've just realized that it feels like for some reason you're able to kill someone really easy with it. And obviously there's been changes. Battlestate Games back in January actually stated that they upped the damage by 10, and therefore making it so it was above enough damage to be able to one-tap anyone in the chest using 2 of the 3 ammos. Now if you look at the 3 different types for the Mosin ammo, being the SNB, LPS, GZH, the 7N1 sniper cartridge, you could tell that 2 of them have over 80 damage, which is enough to one-tap someone in the chest. And then obviously the SNB only has 75, so it doesn't have enough. Then when you look at the 7.62x51 ammo, this is the ammo you use in the Remington or the DVL, also the SA58 and the M1A. This ammo, none of them are actually above 80 damage, which is under the amount of health the chest has. So to my understanding, unless you get lucky with any of the rounds that aren't LPS, GZH or 7N1, you're not going to one-tap someone in the chest. So for argument's sake, let's rule all of those ammos out of the way, and we've only got LPS, GZH and 7N1 to use, which is both a caliber for either the Mosin or the SV98. So now, knowing this knowledge, you could tell with the penetration power of 55 on the LPS GZH compared to the 7N1, you're better off using the LPS GZH because it will be able to get through more armors. So this is the base round I'm going to use for all the testing that you're going to see in this video. And I thought it would be a good idea to start at a lower armor, being a level or tier 3 chest armor, and then build my way up to tier 4, tier 5 and tier 6 if necessary to see which armors actually stop the LPS GZH round. As well as this, after I did all the armors, I moved on to rigs. So you've got your TacTech rig and then the new TV rig. And then I also went through all the helmets. Now with the helmets, I think I started around the class 4 helmets or 5 helmets. And then I just went straight to Elton's and Killer. Also testing the face shield of both the Elton and the Killer face shield. So this is what you're going to see over this whole video. So just to also use as another reference point as well, No Food After Midnight, who's another Escape from Tarkov streamer, has put a lot of effort into actually going through the numbers. I'm very confident he data mined it, but it's been apparently approved by Nikita to have this happen. But to go through the numbers to actually find out how the damage works, and so you can work out how easy it is to actually penetrate each of the armor types and classes. So using his spreadsheet, I've made it so it's easy to read, but you could tell with the LPS GZH, everything up to class 6 should pretty much do a full penetration and be able to kill someone in one tap. And you're going to see how it all works out in this video. So the first thing I did is I dropped the 4 tier 3 armors to the, let's call them test subjects. We'll call them Billy, Millie, Silly and Dilly. And the 4 guys picked them up, and then I was to shoot each one of them in the chest. I started with the UN armor because that is the lowest of all the durabilities. And lo and behold, as I shot, it didn't kill him. Just putting everything to shame right from the start. From here, I actually had to confirm with him that it wasn't like a dud round. I shot the Mosin before it actually went off. So before I started shooting the chest, just to make sure a round was chambered in properly. He said it did hit. However, it just did durability damage, and he took 10 health damage. So putting that aside, I spoke to No Food After Midnight after this, and he said that there is actually a 1.2% chance that any armor, or this armor at least, would be able to stop any round. And it's just every armor has that very small chance, around the 1% mark. So knowing that, now we can continue on with the test subjects. I put 1 in each of these chests. They're all tier 3 armors. No dramas at all, dropping each and every one of them. So after I finished killing off Silly, Billy and Millie, I went from lowest to highest durabilities just for the sake of the test. But yes, after I finished killing off all the guys, I actually loaded back in and did it all again with 4 UN armors just to confirm you could kill someone with the UN armor and just to see if it was a bug or an issue within the game. So as you see here, I did my test shot and then I put one in each of their chests, making no problem at all to be able to drop them. This is all done with the LPS GZH round, and we can continue on our test because now we know that Untar is still only stopping no bullets. So moving on to our next test, I bring in 4 of the tier 4 chest armors. Each of our test subjects, Silly, Dilly, Millie, and Billy. Chuck them on. I do my test fire round to make sure there's a round in the chamber. And then, I don't know why one of the idiots didn't pick up his armor. But, yep, we continue on and I start shooting at them in the chest. So as you can see here, there was absolutely no dramas. All of them going from lowest to highest durability. I can't remember what the first 2 are. I think they're around the 50 mark. The Gazelle's the 65 durability. And then the, it's not the press armor, it's the USEG armor, has 70 durability. All put them square in the chest, which is now called the thorax. And no problem at all dropping them all. They did take durability damage, but it wasn't enough to actually save them. And each of them died. So now moving on, we are up to the tier 5 armors. I start with the lowest of all the durabilities of the level 5, tier 5, class 5 armors, whatever you want to call them. I shoot 1 round off to be sure that the round was in the chamber, and then I've had 4 rounds left over. I start with the killer armors, and to my pretty much my hypothesis of the actual entire thing, I was able to put 2 shots in each of them. I actually was under the impression that they could tank 2 shots, or tank 1 shot and then die to the second. This was the exact same with all the Gen 4s. There was no dramas at all. They stopped 1 bullet each. And so this is now where the turning point is that you can actually survive a bullet from a Mosin. So if you're willing to spend around 160,000 on a chest armor, you can start protecting yourself from a Mosin. So now moving over to the rigs, I get 4 of the armored chest plate rigs that people can wear to test out if they would be able to stop any rounds. I think 3 of them are level 3 and 1 of them is level 4, being the Tech is the only one that's a level 4 armor, or has a level 4 armor class. And I took shots from lowest to highest, 1 in each of the chest, or in the thorax now. And lo and behold, no surprise, every single one of them died in 1 bullet. Now, there is an exception to this. If you actually wear an armor as well as an armored rig, you actually do reduce the amount of damage taken. The reason why I didn't actually test that is because if you're going to do that, say put a tech on and an armored rig, or one of the, like the TV rig and another, you put a armored rig on and an armor, you're going to have to put, like, say, even like the cheapest ones are around 100k. You're probably going to be spending at least 120k, and then on top of that, you need to buy the armor as well. So then that's what, say you win a UN armor, you're looking at 30,000 rubles. So you're at 150,000 ruble mark anyway. So you might as well get a Gen 4 for the protection value. So now moving over to the helmets. I started off with the Eltons. The theory behind this was to kind of get rid of any people's assumptions that if you say have a helmet on with a face shield, that the helmet itself has more durability. So I shot 1 in the head without the face shield, 1 in the head with the face shield attached, and 1 in the face shield. Every single one of these died in 1 hit. Now the Elton helmet is a class 5 helmet, and the face shield is a class 4 face shield. I check every single one of these shots to ensure that the rounds actually hit the helmet and I didn't hit him in the neck, or the say the helmet when it was meant to be the face shield or anything like that. And also when I shoot the guy in the helmet just now, I ensured that I hit him in the actual helmet and not the face shield as well. I do check that later on. So with this one, definitely hit him in the face shield, no dramas at all, dropping him. And then we move on to the Ronin for the lols, because, you know, that's what we do. And lo and behold, there has to be an anomaly in the whole test just to put everything off. When I shoot him in the head, guess what happens? It ricochets. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. What? Wait. So, of course, when something like this happens, I have to go buy 4 more Ronins, chuck them on everyone, and then shoot them in the face to confirm that everyone dies in 1 shot. So that's what happens here. Everyone picks up their helmets. I tap them in the face. Obviously, I shoot the round off first to make sure one's chambered. There's no issue of a hit reg bug or anything like that. And every single one of them dies in one hit. So there is a small chance of a ricochet with a helmet. Just so anyone who doesn't know, a Ronin is only a class 2 or a level 2 helmet. So there's no reason why it should stop an LPS GZH round. So moving over to the killer helmet. Now the killer helmet has a level 4 or 5 actual helmet, and then the face shield is a level 6 face shield. The interesting fact about this is it has enough durability and it's high enough class that will actually stop a round square to the face. Now I test it, obviously, so if anyone didn't know that, you can't shoot someone through that crack. I've tested it on different guns. Deadly Slob's tested it. Trust us, you can't shoot someone through that little face slit with the letterbox. So we go over all the rest of the ones. I also checked to make sure I hit the face shield. That was kind of why I pulled into that one. Ensuring that I hit the face shield both shots, and yeah, and that was enough to kill him. So out of everything here, the only way you're going to be able to stop a Mosin round with an LPS GZH is getting shot in the face with the killer helmet, or you have a Gen 4 armor on or a killer vest on at least. That is the bare minimum. So the kind of loadout you're going to need is around about 400,000 rubles to stop a gun that currently costs around 20,000 rubles and is available at level 1, with the ammo being available also at level 1. I also tested one other thing here. I just want to chuck that in as well. I got the Fast MT helmet with the extra head cover, so it's got a 2-layer bit of helmet cover. These all got one tapped in one shot, no problem at all. Even though there was 2 layers of armor, it wasn't enough. So don't even think that's going to protect you from these Mosin LPS GZH. So moving on to my reasoning behind why this is broken. So it comes down to a few things really. One is, where do you want the meta to sit in the game? If you want the meta to be, if you're below level 30, but you want the ability to kill absolutely everything for the the least amount of budget, there's no reason why you should use any gun besides the Mosin. It's available at level 1. You don't need to put a rig on. You can put the ammo in the pockets. It's so simple and easy. You can use it with a scope. You don't have to use it with a scope if you don't want to. It's extremely accurate. It's just the availability is there and makes it so easy, and it's so strong. There's no real reason why you'd want to use any of the other ammo, because if you were going to use the higher pen ammo, that would be to shoot someone in the face that's wearing a killer helmet. You won't be able to one-tap a Gen 4, and that ammo is also available later. So it's setting off the meta at the wrong spot. So there needs to be a note that it's very available at level 1, with both the best ammo in my opinion for it, as well as the guns available at level 1. There is a solution to this. You could totally make it a barter-only item. I actually don't mind the idea of this. I like the idea that the one with the scope is for a car battery. I've been doing my hardcore challenge, and I've only been able to loot the ones off scavs or do the car battery barter to actually use a Mosin, and it's actually been fun because when I do get a Mosin, it feels like really good to be able to use it. This is an option. It might make the prices of Mosins via the barter go up, as in you'd have to get the items and it'd be up on the flea market, and some people will be hoarding the barter item. But personally, that's probably fine. In all honesty, that is one way to limit it. Or you don't even make it like a barter at all, or you make it a really expensive barter, and then you just have the majority of them available on scavs. So then people can still find them quite frequently, but their availability is based off how often you can find them on a scav, and then there's still going to be a circulation. Because currently there's no reason why you would ever loot a Mosin, because they're so cheap and they take up so much room. You're better off looting other items, selling those items, and then purchasing a Mosin. Now the next issue we're going to run into, particularly in patch 0.12, is the SVDs coming in, which is going to be a 10 round mag, or up to a 10 round mag. I don't know which one it's going to have on it. My knowledge of SVD isn't the most amazing, but it's going to be able to shoot at the same rate as, say, an SKS. So you're going to have the same caliber as a Mosin, but you can shoot it extremely fast. That is going to be absolutely devastating, because it's going to replace the entire meta. The SVD will be the meta, and the only other item that's going to be added to the game that's going to be close to it, I'm I'm guessing by the same availability, is going to be the VPO Vepr Hunter, which is going to use the other caliber being the M62, M61 or M80, which is still very devastating. Now, personally, I'm not for nerfing the actual round itself. I actually believe that the Mosin should one-tap people, but not wearing endgame gear. It is a very strong gun. I think the balance here has to be done in either the availability of either the ammo or the rifle itself, and this is going to have to also happen with the SVD. Now, I know some people are going to go with the whole realism debate. Honestly, guys, if the gun's super available in real life, doesn't mean it has to be available inside the game. This game isn't realistic. The game's gun mechanics are honestly really realistic. They're actually, the way the gun moves, shoots, everything looks sick. That's about as far as realism goes in this game. You get a broken leg in real life, you're waiting 6 to 12 weeks to be able to even walk on it again. You know, you get shot in real life, you're probably going to be dropping. You get shot in the chest in real life, you're going to be either have internal bleeding and, you know, possibly punctured lungs, broken ribs. You're not going to be running straight after you get shot, even in the chest plate. You can't jump off buildings in real life with 40 kilo on your back. You can't run with 100 kilo on your back for more than a couple of meters for face planting. So I'm going to leave the realism side there. I actually could make a whole video on realism and how it's not in this game. This is a very immersive game. I'll leave that rant part there. But guys, I just want you guys to take in some of these ideas. Let me know what you think about them. But honestly, I do love the Mosin. I think it's a great gun and it's fun to use, but it just needs to be reworked in the game. So it's not the only gun and people can buy it in mass amounts and just be the only gun for the meta before level 30. I'm going to leave that there. So guys, thanks for watching another video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for future content. I stream on Twitch 6 days a week. Go down, link below, give me a follow over there. If you have any Tarkov questions, feel free to hit me up on my live stream or down in the comments below. And lastly, I'll see you next time. Hakuna Matata, it means no worries for the rest of your days.